What's up, dudes? We're going to be talking about what I want to see next from NetherRealm Studios. As you all know, and if you haven't, here you go, Mortal Kombat 11 has been confirmed by the Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate Twitter account to be done. The game is officially over. We're not receiving any more content or, from the way it seems, balance updates, skins, etc. The game is completely done. So now we can look ahead. Look ahead to the future, the next game, where the studio goes from here, and that's exciting for me, and that's what I'm going to be talking about today. Before we completely get into it, I hate doing this, but it's for the algorithm, dudes. If you don't care to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more Mortal Kombat and fighting game content like this, it'd be very appreciated. I just want to say it now, and if by the end of the video you decide you feel like it, I'd really appreciate it. It helps out the channel. But let's go ahead and jump into this one. So we were originally supposed to do a Battle of the Realms reaction video today, but there was a fire started in the Mortal Kombat community yesterday. On Twitter, of course, where else but goddamn Twitter. There's a fire started in the community. There was a bunch of people arguing with another content creator. I'm going to leave his name out of this, out of respect. I kind of understand both sides. It's like, he's talking about the fact that Mortal Kombat 11 gave you all of this. You know, we shouldn't be yelling at them. Twitter stands are toxic. The Mortal Kombat stan community is toxic, and it is. I'm sorry, it's very toxic, and I feel like that was pulled in by the Mortal Kombat 11 game design. Really toxic people don't usually have the best dedication to really anything, so the dedication that it takes to get good at a fighting game just isn't there. But Mortal Kombat 11 was simple, so it pulled that in. It made that very readily accessible for those kinds of people. But then, even I have to agree with some points made on the other side. It's like, you know, the game, we paid for this game. We paid for this game with in mind from what they told us, that this game was going to have a very long life cycle. And then we got Combat Pack 1, Aftermath, Combat Pack 2, and assuming that it's still going, because Ed himself even said, you know, we're not even close to done, assumed that it was still going, and then we just heard nothing for 8 months. So there's really like a fire going on Twitter right now. I don't agree with people throwing up paid promotion and shit, you know, getting free stuff because you're a content creator. Because look, motherfucker, if you were in his position too, if I was in that position, to say something good about a game I liked, that's an amazing opportunity. I'm not gonna shit on someone for that. You know, get your fucking shit, dude. Good shit. You know, you worked hard for that. So I don't really like that argument. Anybody else in that position would have done the same thing. I want to make it real clear though, I'm only saying good things and receiving stuff if I really like the game. If I love the game, that's when I'm saying the good shit. That's when I guess I'll be hit up for, you know, paid promotion, whatever else. I fucking hate Mortal Kombat 11, to be honest. I really do not like this game, the gameplay design, any of it. So that's why I didn't get any free shit for Mortal Kombat 11, because I talked a bunch of shit. I believe that if you really like the game, say good things about it. If people send you free shit because you're saying good things about a game you already like, then it is what it is. Don't go out of your way to be a shill. Don't go out of your way to be like, you know, oh, I actually fucking hate this game, but you know what? It's really good to send me free stuff, because that's fucked up. But with that being said, all of that, the Twitter fire, everything else, it's like, really, it makes me want to look ahead even more. Look ahead to the future of the studio. Look ahead to the next game that could be coming out. Look ahead to what is in line for that game. Because if you guys did not know, if you are new to Mortal Kombat, if Mortal Kombat 11 is your first Mortal Kombat or NetherRealm Studios game, these games get pushed out every 2 years or so. Mortal Kombat 11 was the longest with a 3-year lifespan, but usually Mortal Kombat and Injustice last for about a year and a half. They receive content for about a year and a half. Once that year and a half is done, very shortly after, within a month or two, the next NetherRealm Studios game is revealed, and then within 4 to 5 months, not even that sometimes, it is released. So, you know, we get games fairly often, and my deal with that is it's not a whole lot of time for them to balance and give the support to the previous game, but it's exciting, it's hype. Now, there are a lot of things going on in the community as far as speculation goes. Of course, we could see an Injustice 3, we could see a Marvel fighting game that has been rumored and talked about by Ed Boon for years at this point, since the before the release of Mortal Kombat 11, and now even further in the future and very recent recently from Daniel Rickman saying that it was very, very early in development, or they're keeping their, mouths very closed about this, but a Marvel game is in production. So we have that to look forward to. Another Mortal Kombat game or a new IP. There's been teases for a Shaolin Monks remaster. There's the Mortal Kombat Collection Online that we haven't heard about in over a year. So there's a lot that could be going on right now. So what do I want? Well, really, I want anything. I don't really want another Mortal Kombat right now. We just got a Mortal Kombat. I want them to take the feedback that they got from this Mortal Kombat, the feedback from the pros, the feedback from some of the community, the feedback from the content creators, and I want them to take that in, and I want them to focus up and listen to us for the next Mortal Kombat. Seeing as Injustice or the Marvel game, NetherRealm Studios like to very, very heavily differentiate their games from game to game. We're not going to be really dealing with any of the same mechanics there, so it's really sort of a breather from what they're doing with Mortal Kombat 11. So we have all new mechanics to look forward to. Now, of course, with that being said, I want this next one to be a real fighting game, whether it's Marvel, whether it's Injustice 3, whether, it's whatever. I want this, if it's a fighting game, to be a fighting game. My opinions, if you guys have not heard them, on how Mortal Kombat 11 was designed with breakaways, getting rewarded for getting hit from a fatal blow. The breakaway system, like I said, being able to turn your combo into someone else's combo. Sonic Fox even spoke out about this on Twitter, about how the mechanics in MK11 weren't all there, but he likes some of them, and I do too. I think breakaways are a nice change from a Clash, but the fact that you can do it midway through someone's combo and be able to get up in that string, in their combo string, because they did a special move when you broke away that's a little bit more negative on block, because it counts as on block because they're hitting armor, or whatever else, a very long string to start up, you can get up and punish them for that. I don't want to see that shit anymore. The fatal blow system, rewarding someone for losing, that is completely ass backwards when it comes to a fighting game. Comeback mechanics are fine, but that goes way too far, so I'd like to see that completely out of existence. Like I said, we don't have to worry about too many of the same mechanics coming in from Mortal Kombat to the next game, because they don't really do that. But if it is Injustice, I'd like to see them continue building on what they did in Injustice 2. I'd of course like to see it a little bit more rushdown focused, but in Injustice 2 there was a very good balance of projectile to rushdown. You could go full rushdown with a character like the Flash and be able to mix someone 6 ways to Sunday, or you could go full zone with a character like Starfire or Deadshot and be able to keep someone out if you were skilled enough to do that. Or you could have the nice little middle ground, which to me was Firestorm, where he had good zoning capabilities, but also very good mix and rushdown. So I'd like to see them continue building upon that, building up that roster in Injustice 3. As far as a Marvel game goes, what I'd like to see from that is really, I'd like to see NetherRealm experiment. They've really only done a tag game in Mortal Kombat 9. That's as far as I can remember. There probably was some shit like that in the 3D era games, but I don't remember. I haven't played those games in years. But Mortal Kombat 9 actually had a tag mode, and you could do online tag matches. I'd like to see them make a full-on 2v2 or 3v3 tag fighting game based around assists and everything else. I feel like NetherRealm has been stuck in this 2D fighting game rut of just 1v1, except for MK9, that little game mode in MK9 that was amazing. I feel like they've been stuck in that rut of just doing the same thing over and over again. With a Marvel game coming into a new IP again, like Injustice, I'd like to see them do something very different. Back to block, 3v3 or 2v2 assist-based Marvel fighting game. Bring back Marvel, but in their own damn way. I'd like to see something very cool like that. But then again, I've talked about this when I've talked about the Mortal Kombat Collection Online. I'd love to see a buffer game where where it already exists, we know about it. Mortal Kombat Collection Online is a remaster of the original 3, Mortal Kombat 1, Mortal Kombat 2, and Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. They're a remaster of those games with an online mode. So roll back netcode more than likely because it's NetherRealm Studios, but those original games in beautiful graphics with great online. I'd love to see that as well. Really, I'm excited for anything that NetherRealm does next, even though we've had our problems. I've had my problems with Mortal Kombat 11 and their communication when it came to Mortal Kombat 11. There's been a lot going on behind the scenes if you've actually been looking with the WB merger and Discovery and all that shit. shit. There's been a lot going on, so I am a little bit more understanding these days, finally knowing about that merger, because if you look into the details of what a merger entails, it falls not only on the company like WB doing the merger, but it also falls on the studios, because we saw that back in August of last year, where NetherRealm was almost sold. So who knows what was going on there? Do I think they should have been a little bit more open about it? WB should have let them be a little bit more open about it? Yes. Do I think Egg should have tweeted not even close when that was literally their last DLC? Yeah, I don't think he should have done that. But I'm not going to be so hard or, so judgmental when all of this shit's coming out about what the company themselves was going through in this merger. So I'm just really excited for what's coming next. There's a lot of people in the Mortal Kombat community, from Mortal Kombat 11 specifically. No one that is a veteran of the Mortal Kombat games that I know is saying that they're never going to buy another NRS product. People who came in on Mortal Kombat 11, the Twitter stands, what the fuck else ever, they're all saying they're not going to buy another NRS game, and, well, whatever. That's a little bit less money they're going to get, but if it's a very well-designed fighting game, the same way Guilty Gear Strive is, it's going to bring in people from other fighting game communities, and it's going to be able to last a lot longer like Mortal Kombat X, and that's what I want. I want a good, fun fighting game that I can play for fucking years with a bunch of my friends and viewers from here on YouTube and Twitch, and just have a shit ton of fun. Mortal Kombat 11 was not that for me. It was very boring, and I want to see them move on from Mortal Kombat 11 in a big way. I want to see the community kind of get cleansed, those people who aren't going to stick around when it's an actual fighting game. I want to see that kind of go away, and for the people who do have the dedication, who Mortal Kombat 11 was their first fighting game and they decide to stick around and they have the dedication, I want to see that. I want to see some of those dudes rise up and show their actual potential on a fighting game. Maybe I'm a little bit too hard when it comes to the Mortal Kombat 11 community, but there's a lot of, I've been around this community for 6 years now, and there's a lot of toxicity that was not here until we hit Mortal Kombat 11. Injustice 2 wasn't like this, MKX wasn't like this, Injustice 1 wasn't like this, and MK9 wasn't like this from what I remember. And really no other fighting game community is like this but MK11. Those are my opinions. That's what I'd like to see next from Mortal Kombat, or from NetherRealm in general. I just love to see a real back to fundamentals fighting game. Not really like fundamentals, but what NetherRealm does best, or experiment a little bit with the Marvel game. That's what I'd like to see, but I want to know what you guys would like to see in the comments down below. I already know if Twitter gets their hands on this video, I'm going to have a lot of dislikes, so again, please, if you enjoy the video or anything I'm saying, please like the video to outweigh that dislike count from the Twitter stands. I really appreciate it, because I'm a very, open thinker. If I have something on my mind, I'm gonna fucking say it. If you don't like it, I don't care. That's just how I am, and that's how this channel is. I like to be honest and open with you guys, and start good conversations in doing that. So again, tell me in the comments what you think about all of this, where you'd like to see NetherRealm go next, which game you'd like to see next. We're probably going to do speculation videos on an Injustice 3, how I'd like to see it work, a Marvel game, how I'd like to see it work, Mortal Kombat 12, a Shaolin Monks remaster. We're going to go through the whole line and just make those videos, just so we can start the conversation about it. But that's going to do it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, I've been your host. My name is Tooten, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.